Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra, everyone. I'm First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle, and we are here digitally. So thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel, but also don't forget to check in with us on the WBRC First Alert Weather app. Let's get right ahead and let's talk about the next big thing. There's a look at that 10-day forecast. You probably already see that there's some rain chance possibilities for this week. So let's talk a little bit more about that. As you can see here, a sneak peek to Halloween, we're holding that 20% chance at night, but the big story is also that rain could carry into early Friday morning. So if you have any plans later on this week, we're talking Thursday night, early Friday, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and pack the umbrella and rain jacket. But one of the other big stories this week is that we're tracking warm conditions, a warm and dry start to the week. If you haven't already noticed, many areas to the west are a little bit warmer. So here we are looking at the next 24 hours. Overnight, we'll see temperatures down into the 60s, a few upper 50s, especially in East Alabama. You guys are trending a lot cooler. Many areas already in the 60s at this current moment. We'll bring in warm conditions tomorrow afternoon, though, those mid to low 80s, I should say, for an afternoon high Tuesday. But this is the chance for rain as we bring in Thursday night. Many trick-or-treaters should see dry conditions for their Thursday evening. It will be a lot more cloudy, but notice that greatest rain chance is really areas north and west central Alabama, so stretching from Marion to Lamar County and then pushing further in eastward, kind of pushing towards our Walker County area, Winston, North Pickens County. Not a whole lot of wet weather in store. I mean, some models are really indicating that East Alabama may not even see a drop of rain. We're still going to hold that 20% chance. Of course, that's still very limited, but notice we're looking dry as we bring in Friday afternoon, Friday evening, just a little cloudy. The other big story for this week is that we are approaching peak fall color season. We're getting so close. We bring in November 1st with lots of color, but November 9th will be nearing peak. And then by November 14th, we should be at our peak. November 20th is when we'll be past peak. But if you've already noticed outside, we are currently seeing some color across the area. So, hey, just expect more fall colors to just pop up out and about as you continue those outdoor activities or plans. I want to take you here to our weather headlines. We are tracking again that warm and dry start to the week, but we also have that rain possibility Halloween evening, and then we're also watching the Caribbean. We'll talk more about all of that coming up right here on Weather Extra. But taking you across the country now to Massachusetts, where firefighters are starting to, let's scroll this prompter, battle brush fires near Salem. Smoke was detected as far south as Boston, 20 miles away. More than 100 acres have burned in that area by brush fires that started Saturday. The fires have been spreading as tourists come to the city for Halloween events, which is not good. However, the fires have not had any impacts on those festivities. One resident talks about how the blaze came as a shock.
The flames were pretty high. I've been here over 20 years, and this is the first time that it almost came up to the lawn in our backyard.
Yeah, well, I have a breathing problem as it is, so I really should have a mask on.
Several local and state agencies are using helicopter water drops and drones to identify the heavy burn areas and put out those flames. There are no reports or injuries of damage to any homes or businesses, thankfully. It's been 1 month since Hurricane Helene. Can you believe it? Time has flown, and that's as cleanup efforts continue across North Carolina. Some residents are hoping to return to a sense of normalcy. John Lawrence reports.
This flood hit 27. I mean, you can see the flood water mark.
Hurricane Helene is long gone, but the aftermath remains.
There was some video of an area that I knew intimately in western North Carolina, and when they sent the video, I didn't know what I was looking at. And it was stunning to me to see this area that I grew up in, that I knew, that I no longer recognized.
On Saturday, Eric Church and nearly a dozen other musical acts held a benefit concert in Charlotte to help the victims of the storm.
We got a platform, and if God's going to give us this ability to use that platform to raise money for people who need it, that's the best thing you can do in life.
Show officials say all proceeds will go to hurricane relief efforts, including businesses trying to get reestablished.
We've done $18,000 of refunds so far. So I'm like taking the money that we've raised for rebuilding the restaurant and just using it to refund the hotel rooms.
As for the week ahead, students in Asheville are returning to the classroom with a modified schedule.
The focus isn't going to be jumping right back into academics, but really taking time to connect with their friends, to get back into a sense of normalcy in a gradual way. And then on Wednesday, we'll be back to our full schedules.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And as a reminder, next week our clocks swing back 1 hour. You know what that means? It means daylight saving time ends this coming Sunday. And this also means that the sun will set an hour earlier, than it does right now. And the days will get darker sooner. It's also a good time to change those batteries in those smoke detectors. All right, everyone, I want to take you to look at that drought monitor across central Alabama. This is the update from last Thursday. Just like to reiterate that although we saw a little bit of wet weather Sunday, we are still dealing with very dry conditions. So limit burning outdoors, fireworks, campfires, especially if you're not watching them. We don't want any fires to get out of control because it's just entirely too dry out there. Many areas across central Alabama dealing with moderate drought. There is some abnormal drought for East Alabama, but even severe drought for southern Hale and Perry County. And with little rain this week, we'll likely continue to see more dry conditions in the days ahead. But let's take us back and let's go back to a look at that 10-day forecast here across central Alabama. Looking beyond the 7-day, you can see that there's not a lot of wet weather past Thursday and Friday of this week, although we'll see a slight rain chance as we bring in Halloween night and early Friday. Temperatures aren't going to change much from low 80s Thursday to upper 70s Friday, back into the low 80s for the weekend when our clocks do fall back. Yes, don't forget to do that as we bring in early Sunday. But looking dry with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies carrying into next week. Our next chance for rain could circle back around to similar to this week. Next Thursday, we're hinting at another front pushing through that could also be a little bit more potent and drop those temperatures a little bit more than the front that's coming this week. But we want to take a look now at those viewer pictures. We have so many fall-like photos, especially this one, a family pumpkin carving. And I mean, look at that photo. They did a great job. That is from Anthony Crow. We have another beautiful fall photo. This is from Becky McCannley, and this is from the fall foliage in Mentone. Beautiful colors there. Sandra Martin showing this lovely photo from Guntersville, and that is a beautiful sunset. How gorgeous over the water there. Absolutely love seeing your photos sent in right here so that we can share them on First Alert Weather Extra. If you want to send in your photos, don't hesitate to do so. You can do that by downloading and using the WBRC First Alert Weather app. Well, thank you so much for joining me digitally tonight. I hope you have a wonderful evening and you enjoyed tonight's show. We'll catch you back tomorrow at 6:30, but also again tonight after sports on WBRC. Take care.